This is going to be a triggering conversation, but there's a handful of things that I've been saying in relation to just collective mental health. And I'm seeing very, very negative things about to happen for just mental health collectively in America in the next like 18 months. So, as all that's happening, I want to ask or present a prompt for you. Life is going to get so overwhelming. And if you can only go two routes with that, it's going to get so overwhelming that you just accept the fact you have to surrender to whatever life is presenting to you and then what you can do beneath that. Or it's going to get so overwhelming and you're going to try to fight it so hard and just get so beat because you're not supposed to fight it that you're going to be like, you know what, I quit. I'm done fucking fighting this game. And just not completely overlook the fact that you didn't, there's more options than fighting it and struggling and suffering. And then you're probably going to take the option that many people, I believe, will take in this life, which is self-deletion. And again, our society looks at that with a bunch of shame, but at the end of the day, somebody just made a decision. Maybe it's not the decision you would have made, but personally what I believe is they made a reaction decision based on a long-term or a great deal of overwhelm. And a lot of that, especially in our individualistic society where we don't have communities to be authentic and vulnerable and to share our immediate traumas and struggles with, and we're trying to outsource that to therapy and to medication, where people are really in such an emotional state. They're really doing what they think is best in that moment, which is really a drastic measure to address a drastic situation, rather than having people around who aren't in a drastic situation be like, hey, that's a drastic measure, but we understand why you're trying to make that. Let's accommodate you in these other ways. It's the conversation around self-deletion is way too taboo. The conversation around mental health is also way too taboo. You guys don't think that anything exists but depression, anxiety, and autism. Forgive me. You guys don't even know autism exists. ADHD, that's the one. Because you want to blame people for why they don't exist on your timeline. But for anybody who's struggling with those overwhelming thoughts, especially moving into this world we're walking into where it really is overwhelming, and it is intentionally overwhelming people who don't have access to resources to escape from it. I don't want to keep saying the poor's, but at the end of the day, America is the rich and the poor's. That's all it is. They're selling a citizenship for $5 million. This is the rich and the poor's. I just want you, as somebody who could be depressed, somebody who's just feeling negative and hopeless, ask yourself, do I really want to not be here, living? Or do I just hate the way that I'm living and want to live or express myself in a different way? And I just feel so far apart from connecting myself right now to that life. Whether it's by committing to it through time, committing to it through investment, or just committing to it through belief and faith. And if I had the tools to accept that I didn't like living the way that I'm living right now, I didn't like the current overwhelming responsibilities that I have, but it's, I can't give up necessarily. And if having the opportunity I'd change, is that what I would do? Or am I really done? And I'm telling you, if more people had the opportunity to think like that, rather than be like, well, this is really the life I'm living. This is it. I created this for myself. Fuck. If more people had the opportunity just for that 5 seconds to say, well, maybe a couple days off, maybe a couple weeks off, maybe a new location, maybe a new relationship, maybe some time with the people that I love, maybe a real conversation, maybe just somebody to hold me and to cry with me, or to let me cry for them, bro. So I can just feel seen and validated and heard in a world that's just moving so much. It's so wild. And capitalism just keeps moving the goalpost to allowing us to feel like we deserve access to basic accommodations that if we had them immediately when we needed them, we wouldn't be doing as nearly as many things to serve our emotional or to soothe our emotional dysregulation in this society. But again, you have to create a society of dysregulated people to make sure that they're addicted to not only the bills they have to pay, but addicted to all the coping mechanisms that they have to use to sustain this manufactured form of humanity that we're living under, which is telling people that they have freedom and they're not slaves, but forcing them to live on a plantation and then not giving them any freedom other than the freedom to do A to Z, instead of freedom to exist and then supporting and accommodating that. This is, maybe it's because I don't watch any TV shows, like none. And I listen to like the same 12 songs. But I don't think you guys are ready for, I don't think you guys are ready for what's going to happen in America. And you know what's even crazier? That dude RFK, I don't even know what kind of health professional authority that guy is. He thinks that depression medication makes people, what, like angry? Is he mad that his wife's on him? Maybe you should actually question why your wife takes them. Oh, wait, maybe his wife. Never mind. The depression thing that RFK said is a personal jab. Somebody that he knows or that he has been consequenced by in his life has taken depression medication and has had some emotional reaction. And now he's going to take the authority that he has in the federal government to punish any person that is taking depression medication, because we don't want to admit the fact that you can't just like subsidize therapeutic treatment to people who, again, you're trying to convince aren't slaves. But they are. And now you're basically just ripping off all the protections that convinced people they weren't. And you're just telling them like, yeah, you're a slave and it's going to get worse. And there's nothing you can do about it. And we're going to import foreigners here. Just like Elon Musk. Whatever foreigners Elon Musk wants to build his neo-American empire and new American dream. And that's also going to come and push a lot more of you real Americans to such depths in society. You are going to see hell before you even stop breathing.